So in a recent video, my mom said to me, "You used to have friends and a life." I said, what is she talking about? I was in a solitary fantasy land in my 20s and 30s. It's well documented I never had a life. Her narrative is bullshit and revisionist history. She can't even communicate and take accountability for things we all know is true. Now imagine secrets. Some people on my channel were saying, "I believe your mother. I believe you used to have friends and a life." Well, it's pretty well documented based on me being on social media, like all day, every day from, 2016 till 2019, and, the best in the business at psychiatry and the psychopharmacologist. That pretty much confirm and corroborate. I didn't have friends, I didn't have a life, I hardly had any girlfriends, I hardly had any financial independence. They were suggesting books like I Never Promised You a Rose Garden by Joanne Greenberg because I was deprived of interpersonal relationships. So believe my mother if you want to, but it's just not true. I had no friends, no life. Not to brag, but in my 20s and 30s, I was isolated and had hardly any interpersonal relationships. So I don't know why my mother would deny that. She was trying to say, "You had girlfriends." Okay, in 2019 and, maybe, a little bit in 2015, I had some fleeting relationships, but basically the story of my life is isolation, being involuntarily celibate, alone in my head, solitary fantasy land. And maybe when she was saying you had friends, she was referring to the New York City friends and the friends I met at the Fountain House, who I interacted with briefly. Okay, fair enough, but I think it's well documented the reason I started going there was because I was sitting in my bedroom, home all day, every day with my mother and stepfather, pouring my life down the drain, no interpersonal relationships, Joanne Greenberg world, and, basically the Fountain House was recommended because I was isolated and was wasting my 20s and 30s in life. So, anybody who tries to say, it's proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that I was isolated, had no friends, had hardly any romance, didn't have financial independence, and was in this solitary fantasy land. Anybody who tries to say the opposite is true is just flat out wrong, and I know it makes my mom look bad because I was sitting and posting on social media, but, it's just the reality.